Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome to another Madden rebuild. But this one is special because the news broke, as of recording this, the news broke just yesterday that Micah Parsons, one of the best, if not the best defensive player in football, was getting traded from the Dallas Cowboys. Now, there was rumors for like a month or two, maybe even longer than that, that Micah Parsons wasn't happy and he wanted out of there. He wasn't going to re-sign with the Cowboys because the Cowboys were disrespecting him. Specifically, Jerry Jones, who wasn't going to pay him what Micah wanted. So the bridges were burned. There was no repairing, and it wasn't going to work out. So they ended up pulling the trigger yesterday, as of recording this, like I said, and they traded Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers of all teams, a team that the Cowboys have struggled with historically the past decade or so. I mean, there's some epic moments between the Cowboys and Packers, with the Packers being on the winning end of it. And so to trade him to a team like the Packers is just kind of insane. They didn't even really get that much for him. I mean, they traded him to the Packers for Kenny Clark, who is a fine player. I like Kenny Clark. I'm a big Kenny Clark guy. I like him. But he's a little bit older. He wasn't that great last year in real life. Who knows if he's going to be good this year? In the game, it's kind of struggle, or it's kind of a bad move because Kenny Clark, like I said, is getting to the point where he's going to start regressing or not developing with potential anymore because he's getting up there in age. So that's a little bit annoying for developing the game, for rebuilding the game. And then the Packers also traded away 2 first-round picks from 2026 and 2027. So I have recreated that in the game. Micah Parsons was traded to the Packers for Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks. So this rebuild that we're going to be doing with Parsons and the Packers is Parsons and the Packers. I like that. Is going to be without first-round picks, at least initially. Maybe we can make a move for that at some point, but we're not going to have our first round pick for the first 2 years of this rebuild, but we have Micah Parsons, so maybe this isn't going to take that long of a rebuild anyway. It's not really even necessarily like a full rebuild, like I normally do with a bad team. It's more so just simulating the Packers with Micah Parsons on the squad and seeing if they can win a Super Bowl and how quickly they can if they do end up winning it. But it's a crazy trade. I mean, you got to feel for the fans of Dallas, not just the Cowboys fans, but also Dallas Mavericks fans. I mean, they witnessed earlier this year the franchise leave with Luka Doncic getting traded to the Lakers in probably arguably a more shocking move, because I didn't hear anybody talk about Luka getting moved when that happened. And at least there was some sort of rumors, odds were out there in Vegas for where Parsons was going to end up. So at least there was some discussion. Now, obviously, Dallas fans didn't think it was going to happen. They thought that him and Jerry would be able to mend the fences and come to agreement. But the Luka trade, nobody saw coming. I didn't see one person that had any, at least I can't remember. Nobody having any idea that was going to happen. And then it just hit like a bomb, and Luka's in LA now. So Dallas fans, you got to feel for him, man. They lost Luka in basketball. They lost Micah in football. It's a tough year for the Dallas fans. But that's not what we're focusing on today. We're focusing on Parsons and the Packers. So if you go to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let me know if you want to see any other team get rebuilt here in Madden 26. But let's go see if this trade works for the Packers, because if it does, trading those 2 first-round picks really means nothing. This is the Packers roster headed into the 2025-26 NFL season, but we don't care about any of this stuff because the real thing to care about is this man right here, Micah Parsons. Now, I don't know what number he's going to wear when he gets to the Packers, because I think one of the wide receivers wears number 11. So as of recording this, he hasn't announced what number he's going to wear, so I guess they just have him as number 92. What kind of numbers did they have for him? He looks very strange in a Packer uniform. I'm going to say that right now. What kind of numbers they got for him? They got 0, they got number 1, 3. They got a lot of single-digit numbers, but nothing until 14, so he can't wear like 11 or anything. I guess we could just have whatever receiver wears number 11, just have him technically buy it out from him and wear it. But you know what? I kind of like number one. We're just gonna subtract one of the ones from Parsons' original jersey and just give him number one. I think that's kind of cool. Who's wearing number? Is it Jaden Reed? I know that there's somebody that wears 11. Yeah, it is Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed wears number 11 for the Packers, but I think he's gonna keep it. I think Micah is gonna change to a new number, but for right now, we'll give him number one. I think that's kind of cool. We have Matthew Golden, rookie out of Texas, very good player, really, really good player. Not even just a very good, really, really good player. He's unbelievably athletic, good catching of the football, good hands, decent route running for a rookie. I mean, Matthew Golden is a guy we can build around very, very easily. And then obviously, you've got Jordan Love, who some people have their opinions on that think that he's really good. Some people don't think he's as good. I think he's a quality NFL quarterback. I think with the right people around him, Jordan Love can be a guy that wins you a Super Bowl. I usually tend to throw that out there for certain guys like a Kirk Cousins type and a Geno Smith type, Sam Darnold. Those guys are okay, but they're never going to be the reason you win a Super Bowl. They're not going to be the Josh Allens, the Joe Burrows, the Lamar Jacksons, the Patrick Mahomes, obviously. Even in a tier like Justin Herbert, Justin Herbert can be the reason you can win a Super Bowl with the team. That's the kind of category I like to lump certain quarterbacks in. But Jordan Love, I think he can be in that category with the right pieces around him. I obviously don't think he's in the category with like uh, Kirk Cousins and Geno and all those kind of guys. I do think, I know this might be a little controversial, but I do think that Kyler Murray is also in that category with Kirk Cousins and Sam Darnold and Geno Smith. He's not going to be the reason any team ever wins a Super Bowl. So maybe that's a little controversial. I don't know why I'm throwing shots at Kyler Murray. Has nothing to do with him. I randomly thought of him, so I thought I'd mention it. But this is the team. That was the team that we are technically rebuilding here. We're going to simulate the first season here in Green Bay. I would assume this team's going to do well. We are rocking just regular Packer playbooks. I didn't change anything here. I did fix the schemes to make them the best scheme fit, but I didn't change any offense playbook or defense playbook. We're rocking Packer playbooks, which I do think historically simulates pretty well. But Madden 26, I'm still trying to figure out which playbooks simulate well. We know Bengal playbook simulates pretty well. So maybe we can add Packer playbook to that. But we're going to simulate season number one, specifically focusing on how Micah Parsons does in the new defense. It's obviously going to take some adjusting because how is he going to simulate with the stats and the sacks and all that kind of stuff? I don't know. Let's figure it out. Let's simulate year number one and see how the Packers do with Micah Parsons on their team. I did want to show you the Cowboys roster before we simulate the season. I wanted to show you the Cowboys roster with Kenny Clark added to the team, and then they also have the draft picks. They have the Green Bay Packer draft pick for this year and for next year. So I just wanted to throw that out there in case you guys wanted to see it yourselves. So there's Kenny Clark on the Packers. 29 years old, 87 overall. Is he going to develop? Who knows? He probably can't develop too much more as he's right around 30. Very strange that they traded him, but they didn't want to pay him. They didn't like what they saw. So now we can officially move on to the end of the first season and see how Micah does in a Green Bay Packer uniform. Season one comes to a close with the Packers winning 15 games and getting, I'm assuming, the number one seed, right? Because I simulated the week. Yeah, so it's the bye week for Green Bay. And I just see, oh my God. Micah Parsons put up 29 sacks. You got to be kidding me, bro. What? Packer fans, you got to be excited, man. 3,600 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions for Jordan Love. That would be an unreal season for Jordan Love. I would love if I was a Packer fan, I would love that. Rushing numbers, Josh Jacobs was an amazing running back. I mean, this Packer team is going to be legit if this is the kind of production they put up this year. I mean, 10 touchdowns, 5.1 per carry is amazing. Jeez. Matthew Golden, the rookie, gets 1,000 yards. That's not even what he must have been in the slot because that's not what I expected at all. Jaden Reed with 947. I mean, they got some weapons. You got 3 really good receivers. You got a good tight end. You got a great running back, a good enough quarterback, maybe even leveling up to a great quarterback. And then your defense, man. If Micah Parsons comes out and breaks the sack record with 29 sacks, you're going to go out of control. Edgerrin Cooper's, this Packer team's really good. Wow. The Packers are back, baby. Packers are back. The pack is back. Micah Parsons puts up 18 tackles for loss along with the broken NFL sack record. You might have noticed other people broke the sack record as well, but Micah officially breaks it because he's the one who finished at the top. So 29 sacks for Micah Parsons is just legitimately insane. That's so crazy. But the Packer playbook must be really good for sacks, especially when you have a 99 overall player playing the position. So amazing. Rashawn Gary even put up 13 and a half. Devontae Wyatt had 7.5. Interception numbers, Edgerrin Cooper had 3. Must have been thrown across the middle a lot. Nate Hobbs with 2. Parsons even picked up 1, and then McKinney had 1. Insane numbers for for the boys. Insane numbers for them. And I will just say, I did not force any wins. This is just how good the Packer team played. Look at all these. We lost to the Eagles, apparently, and then lost to the Browns early in the season, which I don't think is going to happen in real life. But we also beat the Cowboys 10-7. So Parsons went back to Dallas and beat him 10-7. It's not as dominant a victory as maybe he would have wanted, but it is a win. A win is a win is a win. And we just won every game. 15-2 season is kind of crazy. And now we take on the Detroit Lions, who obviously we had to play twice during the regular season, beat them twice during the regular season. What about in the playoffs? Divisional round, victory 31-14, but we had to play the Philadelphia Eagles, who we did lose to during the regular season. You saw that. So this is not ideal, having to play the Eagles in the NFC Championship, but this would be a kind of crazy NFC Championship. This is how it played out in real life. Man, Micah Parsons with 29 sacks is just crazy. We are going to jump in because I want to see Micah Parsons in a Green Bay Packer uniform at Lambeau Field. Probably going to be frostbite in the air. What did I just do? Oh, I hit recap. We're not going to be watching that. How do I skip out of this? I didn't mean to press that. We don't need to see what happened around the league in the wild card round or the divisional round, whatever. Here, hold the skip. Yes, thank you. Okay. I didn't mean to press that. I didn't even know you could do that, really. What did I do? Hit square? I think I hit... I don't know. I don't even know. Oh, yeah, I did hit square. Okay. NFC Championship, Packers-Eagles from Lambeau. It's going to be a frigid Lambeau Field, I would assume. And we get to see Micah Parsons, man. This is going to be crazy. Can the Packers go to the Super Bowl 1 year into the Parsons trade? Let's find out. It's so crazy that this trade actually went through. It just reinforces my saying on that I have on the channel. It's in my bio. It's the only thing I have in my YouTube bio. It is realism is not real, because people always say when they watch YouTube videos, when they watch Madden franchise videos from whoever the YouTube, by the way, we killed the Eagles 35-14. My God. The Packers are going to the Super Bowl in the first year, beat the defending champions. What a dominant victory. Jesus. Okay. Well, we'll see Parsons in the Super Bowl then. That's pretty crazy. But what I was saying was, this trade just emphasizes my saying of realism is not real, because people in the comments of all kinds of doesn't matter who the YouTuber is, all kinds of Madden franchise videos saying, that's not realistic, that would never happen, you're cheesing the CPU. Did you ever think Micah Parsons was going to get traded? No. Well, I mean, there were rumors, but did you actually think it was going to happen? No. You ask anybody that talked about the Micah Parsons trade, they never actually thought it was going to happen. Not even Packer fans thought it was actually going to happen. And then he gets traded. Boom, traded. What about the Luka Doncic trade? I know that's basketball, but still, that was never going to happen. Oh my God, it's Packers Patriots. What is this, 1995? This is out of control. But the Luka Doncic trade happened. The Kevin Durant trade, the original one, where he signed, well, not the original trade, the original where he signs with the Golden State Warriors. That's not realistic. It happened. If I would have traded Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers for 2 first-round picks in Madden before this happened, I would have been flamed because I would have been cheesing the CPU or something like that to get Micah Parsons on the team. It's just, realism doesn't exist. It's not a real thing, because realism is only as real as you want it to be, because anything and everything can and will happen. The only thing that's inevitable is that franchise quarterbacks most likely wouldn't get traded. That's really the only thing where I can understand, like, okay, that's maybe a little bit too crazy. But anything else, wide receivers can get traded at any moment. AJ Brown, tight ends, defensive tackles, running backs, corners, linebackers, edge rushers, literally every single position other than quarterback, franchise quarterback at least, can get moved. And franchise quarterbacks can even get moved with special circumstances, but anything can happen. Realism is only as real as you want it to be, or you want to believe it to be. So if you don't want to make a trade that's crazy, like you don't want to trade Justin Jefferson away from the Vikings, then don't do it. Then that's realistic to you. But if Justin Jefferson for some reason gets traded in real life, then it becomes realistic to trade him because it happened in real life. The realism annoys me when people say it because video games can't take into account human emotion and human conversations, human relationships. Nobody would have ever thought Micah Parsons would leave because nobody ever thought the relationship with Jerry Jones was going to deteriorate the way that it did. Or with any player, whoever gets traded, whoever's the next big franchise player to get traded, because there will be another one. So I'm not saying this year, but just whenever it happens, it's gonna happen. But video games can't take into account human relationships and human emotions evolving over time. So when you do a trade, if I were to do a trade where I traded for, I don't know, if I traded for who do I want to say? Just pick any random top player like TJ Watt. Let's say, okay, TJ Watt's a perfect example. Let's say that TJ Watt, if I traded for TJ Watt from the Steelers, people would say that's not realistic because TJ Watt would never leave the Steelers. You don't know that. Maybe he does end up not leaving the Steelers because I also don't think that he would ever leave the Steelers. But things can change. I never thought Micah Parsons was going to leave the Cowboys. But things can change. TJ Watt could change his mind. He could say, you know what? I don't think the Steelers are going in the right direction. I want out of here. I want to request a trade. Now, TJ Watt's a special situation because he signed a massive extension. He's probably not going anywhere, even if the Steelers do start to rebuild if they fire Mike Tomlin or whatever. But it's different. Like, it's hard because video games can't take into account somebody realizing or changing their mind about maybe I don't want to stay here long term because maybe it's not going to work out in the end. It's just it's tough, man. It's tough, and realism is just a fake thing that people in YouTube comment sections always say that doesn't actually exist. It's only as real as you make it. So that's my rant for the episode. I just wanted to put that out there, get that off my chest, because I think about that all the time. So when people, and other people, not even just my YouTube comment section, and that really doesn't happen in my YouTube comment section, but in anybody's YouTube comment section, that kind of goes around a lot. So I just wanted to put that out there. If you don't agree with me, cool. That's totally fine. Everybody's not supposed to agree with me. That's not how the world works. So just want to put that out there. But now we can get back to the game. We've got the Super Bowl, Packers and Patriots. Last time these two teams met in the Super Bowl, it didn't go well for my Patriots. Actually, I think they got killed in that game, didn't they? Brett Favre destroying them. I'm pretty sure that's what happened because before Tom Brady, Patriots didn't have that much luck in the Super Bowl. Lost in 85 to the Bears. Lost in, I think it was 95, maybe it was 96, whatever it was, to the, or maybe it was earlier than that. Something with the Packers. Maybe it was later. Who knows? Somewhere in the mid-90s, they lost to the Packers. Might have been 95. I feel like it's 95. I don't know. But then when you get Tom Brady, things change. So Patriots are back, though. Drake May, next Tom Brady? I don't know. Just saying. But we got to see Micah Parsons hold up a trophy here in Green Bay. And then I'll probably go like 1 or 2 more years if we do win this because, I mean, we win a Super Bowl in year number 1. What's there to rebuild? So we may go 1 or 2 more years to see if they can repeat or anything. But first, we got to win this one. So let's go see if they can. But it looks pretty cool. I'm down with the way that the presentation looks right now. I think it looks decent. If that's what it looks like in real life, I would assume that's what it's going to look like in real life. And the Packers are going to take the lead. No, we didn't score the how. Okay, we had a field goal as the game was expiring. The time was expiring. We didn't take it. I don't know how that's possible. I guess we can jump here on defense to see Micah Parsons because that's really what we care about. It's 1st and 10. Drake May is threatening to score. And I'm a little bit scared. They got Ramondre in the game, not Travion Henderson, which by this point in the season, if the Patriots do make the Super Bowl this year, which I don't think is going to happen, but if the Patriots make the Super Bowl, I think that Travion would be a big reason why, and so Travion would be starting. So not having him in the game is kind of crazy. But he didn't get valued that highly. He's like a 78 or something like that. He's way faster than what Madden gave him. I don't know why they gave him a freaking, I think like 91 speed or something like that. Travion Henderson's way faster than 91 speed. 4th and 1, what are they going to do here? Are they going to call a field goal? Or call a timeout and then call a field goal? They do call a timeout. Vrabel's right in there. We held them to a nice 4th and 1. That was pretty close. Is the Super Bowl going to be in San Fran this year? Yeah, it's at the Field of Jeans. I didn't realize. Levi Stadium. Well, the Patriots have a chance to take this to double overtime, which I think would be the first ever Super Bowl in double overtime, which would be kind of crazy. But there you go. Double overtime for the boys. And I mean, 18 seconds... Maybe it's not double overtime. 18 seconds and 2 timeouts. Maybe Jordan Love's got some magic. Does he have some Super Bowl magic in him? Kraft holds on, call a timeout, first down. That took 6 seconds. It's a little bit long developing for Kraft. We need about 30 yards, maybe 40 to be safe. Up the field, it's Kraft again. He holds on, timeout. 8 seconds. We have no more timeouts. I had to call that timeout. But there is a way. If I can run somebody out of bounds. This is not going to work, is it? 8 seconds. Just get a couple extra yards. Musgrave, he's out of bounds. He's out of bounds. They call it out of bounds? I think they called it out of bounds. 3 seconds left. Are we in field goal range? We got to try it, right? They want me to kick a... or send it deep for a long one. I don't think I like that. Special teams, 58-yard field goal. To win the Super Bowl, we might as well try it. They're going to ice me. Vrabel, you son of a gun. We got to try it. I mean, either if we miss this, it's double overtime, but we might as well try. I think it's lined up pretty well, so I don't have to do that really. But here we go. Oh, hook, hook, hook. No, it's not going to hook. It's clearly to the left. It had the distance, I think, too. Man, I tried to win it. I tried to win it with double overtime, or with a field goal. But the New England Patriots take it. 23-20, we lose. It makes me happy. Because I am a Patriots fan at the end of the day. But losing in overtime to the Patriots. Maybe we shouldn't have done the field goal, the 58-yard field goal. Maybe I should have tried it because the Patriots just had great field position for the next overtime. That's probably on me. I understand that, but I wanted to win it on a field goal, a 50-yard field goal. So we do lose the Super Bowl, which means obviously we're going to go another year to see if they can win it. That is kind of annoying though. I kind of wanted to win it right there. Season recap: Drake May Super Bowl MVP, Jalen Hurts MVP of the league, Micah Parsons wins Defensive Player of the Year as you would expect. He had 29 sacks. I'd be shocked if he didn't. And Matthew Golden and Abdul Carter are the rookies there, but Matthew Golden pretty awesome to get offensive rookie there. So if he has star dev right now, he might go up to superstar, which is pretty sick. Ray McLeod also had offensive player of the year, which is kind of crazy. Annoying that we didn't win the Super Bowl. Very annoying, but we got there. We know that Micah Parsons and the team is good enough to get there. Let's go to the negotiations because I'm pretty sure Parsons is a free agent. Because in this game, I didn't give him his contract extension after the trade. So I think, yeah, Micah Parsons is a free agent. Now, I don't remember exactly what he's getting. It's a ton of money. So we're just going to have to pay him a ton of money as well. I probably should have gone in and gave him this extension before the season started, before the video started. I didn't do that. So we got to do it now. And I'm hoping that he doesn't decline this, because if he does, we're going to have to franchise tag him. That's going to be really annoying and expensive. This is going to be expensive too, but he's happy to sign. Beautiful. So we get Parsons back. Now, who else needs to come back? Obviously, Zach Tom needs to come back. Not a lot of guys actually need to come back. Pretty crazy. We need to accept the option on Lucas Van Ness, just because I like him. I think he's a good player. But Zach Tom obviously needs to come back. That's for sure. So if we can get him back, maybe on a 4-year deal. He really wants to be here, so that's helpful. And he's going to come back. So that leaves us with how much money? $22 million to get probably Quay Walker back. Although, let me look at the team. Let me look at the team now that we got our guys back. Also, we can see dev trade upgrades possibly. So Matthew Golden does go up to superstar. He's now the number 1 rated wide receiver on the team. So Walker is the starting left tackle right now. We just re-signed Tom. But we have Belton and we have Morgan both in the wings. So maybe we could trade Walker for something. That might be pretty interesting. We also have Runyon who's leaving, but maybe we could trade Walker for a guard. That could be something. And then on defense, we have Quay Walker and Edgerrin Cooper. So we probably do need to get Quay Walker back. Xavier McKinney has X Factor, by the way. Yeah, let's re-sign Quay Walker and probably re-sign one of the wide receivers. So Rasheed Walker we could probably trade. But let's re-sign Quay Walker. He wants to be here, so we don't have to pay him that much money. But it is going to be kind of expensive. He's going to sign. That's big. Okay. And then we probably need to get back at least one of the wide receivers. Both of them are going to be fairly expensive, and neither of them want to be here. We can only get one of them. I think I'm going to go for Christian Watson because he's faster. I know he's a year older, but I think I'm going to offer Christian Watson a contract. We might not even be able to get him back. I'm going to offer him this, but he says yes. Okay, perfect. So maybe I can trade Romeo Dobbs for something and trade Rasheed Walker for something. I don't know if Rasheed Walker is going to be that valuable, but I can at least try. See what we get for him. Justin Simmons, DeMarvion Overshown. We probably need to trade him for a guard because if we're gonna lose, ooh, Jack Sawyer's interesting. Um, but we probably need to trade him for a guard because Runyon's gonna be gone. So can I get a guard back that's not super valuable, super expensive? Who's gonna be that guard? Uh, Lindstrom. Ooh, Dominic Pooney might be the ideal option for us, and that's pretty valuable or pretty close. Now, obviously, we don't have any draft picks, but we do have draft picks for the year after 2028, and a third round pick will send it through. So Rasheed Walker goes to the Niners. We get back Dominic Pooney, which is pretty sick because now we don't have to bring back Sean Runyon. And what can we do with Romeo Dobbs? Let's see. Mike Hall Jr. We do need another D tackle. Mike Hall Jr. might be a pretty decent option. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, let's trade for Mike Hall Jr. So Dobbs goes to the Browns, which actually wouldn't be a bad thing for the Browns. Pretty sick. We get them back. We don't need the punter back. I mean, I guess we could sign him. Let's just sign him. Why not? Oh, we can't. We can't afford him. Never mind. Let's not sign the punter. We have 290K. But we do bring in a new guard in Pooney and a new D tackle in Mike Hall Jr. So let's adjust that. Pooney will now move to the guard spot. Banks is still here. We have Morgan join the left tackle ranks. And then on defense, Mike Hall Jr. and Wyatt are now the D tackles. We could even move Van Ness to D tackle 3 if we absolutely wanted to, if he wanted to get some play time. He's a 74 overall at the position. I think in the draft, we need to focus on corner. We're not going to be able to get any free agents, unfortunately. We have no money. We had to spend it all on Micah Parsons. Let's just take a peek. I wonder if... Linderbaum's there. That'd been a good one. But no Aiden Hutchinson this time. The past couple rebuilds I've done, or off seasons I've done in the first year, Hutchinson's been available, but not in this one. Not in that one. So we can move to the draft. We're not going to have a first round pick, but maybe there's a good second round corner that we can grab. Maybe there's a good second round corner, possibly. Because we could use a corner. We could use maybe another. There's a top 5 D tackle. Let's look at corner here. So there's a round 1 to 2 guy, LaMichael Saunders. We're not going to be in play for him, though. We're going to have to be in play for these guys down here. I don't know if this is that deep of a corner class, unfortunately. There's a couple zone cover guys. It's not that deep of a class. Let's scout Ricardo Knox. We'll scout Christian Poyer and possibly Devontae Dukes. Those will be my 3 scouts for this last chance to scout people, this last private workout. How good were those guys? Corner. Ooh, okay, so we got round 1 for Devontae Dukes, round 1 for Christian Poyer, and round 1 to 2 for Ricardo Knox. So we can come away with a decent corner even in the second round, because 2 of those 3 guys are going to be there. I don't know if all 3 of them are going to be there, but 2 of those 3 are going to be there. Let's sim to the next user pick, which is going to be the final pick of the second round. Here we go. First pick, or second to last pick of the final round. Second round. What corners are available? Only Ricardo Knox is available. Darn, I was hoping at least 2 of them would be there. Well, I think we have to come away with Ricardo Knox. I know he's round 3 to 4, but we got to come away with 1 corner because I do think we need one. He's number 20 in true value, has normal dev, but he's a good player, good athlete. Good athlete. Round 3 now. A lot of potentially undrafted guys. We probably should try to get a wide receiver since we let Dobbs go, or we traded Dobbs, I guess. But are there going to be any wide receivers that are good, is the question. What kind of speed are we working with at wide receiver? There's no elite devs or elite speed guys, but there are a couple elite acceleration guys. Eric Fox is a day 3 pick. He's got good speed all around. Jalen Bullock is a playmaker, round 3 to 4. Got great speed, acceleration. Let's bring him in. He's probably not amazing. He's number 183 in true value. He's got normal dev, but he's got speed. He replaces Dobbs for now. And that's probably going to be the last I do in the draft. We can let the CPU handle the rest. But I don't really need to do too much, as Packer team's already pretty good. Which is why I said it's not technically a good old-fashioned rebuild. So Ricardo Knox ends up being a 75. That's a nice number 1 pick, or a first pick of the draft. Second round. The rest of the picks, the wide receiver wasn't amazing, but he's fast. Then they took another wide receiver who's actually better, 72 overall. And then a guard, Taylor Washington, 75 overall. That's pretty sick. Nice little picks for the boys. Nice little picks. The CPU did a good job. Got another guard, which we could use because Banks is only an 80 overall. So maybe that guard ends up being a good player in a couple years and takes over his spot. Who knows? But this is what the team's going to look like headed into year number 2 with Micah Parsons in the team. We got 3 really good wide receivers. Offensive line looks fantastic. Yeah, this Washington is going to be ready to start probably next year if we go that far. Defense looks pretty good. We re-signed Walker, although they don't have Van Ness here anymore, which is fine, I guess. Not the end of the world. Ricardo Knox is about ready to start. He's going to be the number 3 corner anyway. Safeties are looking good. I mean, McKinney being an X Factor is kind of crazy. We'll see if Micah Parsons can do what he did last year, put up 29 sacks. Can he do even better? I don't know. We'll simulate year number 2 and see if this Packer team can actually get to the mountaintop and achieve the ultimate goal, unlike last year, and maybe this year win a Super Bowl. Year 2's in the books, and the Packers go 13-4 again. We're the number 1 seed once again, but it's not as good of a year as it was last year with 15 wins. But hey, 13 wins is still amazing, and the number 1 seed is also still pretty amazing. How'd the boys do, though? Another really good season, a better season, you could say, for Jordan Love in year number 2. 4,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I like those numbers from Jordan Love. And another fantastic season from Josh Jacobs. He's unreal in this playbook. Christian Watson, we re-signed him, and he goes over 1,000 yards. He's got to be in the slot this year because Matthew Golden moved up to number 1 receiver, so he's not in the slot anymore. That's got to be what it is because Christian Watson should not have had 1,000 yards, but he did. Good thing we re-signed him, I guess. And then on the defense, we had 124 tackles with Edgerrin Cooper, which is just crazy. He's so good. Micah Parsons, 20 tackles for loss and 20.5 sacks. So he didn't have 29 like he did last year, but 20.5 sacks is still nothing to sniff at. 8.5 for Lucas Van Ness. Good for him. And then the interception numbers, Quay Walker, Nate Hobbs, and Keyshawn Nixon all had 2. The rookie didn't get a single pick this year. Ricardo Knox, 65 tackles, sack and a half is pretty good, though. All right, but the boys are back in the hopefully back in the Super Bowl, back in the playoffs as the number 1 seed for the 2nd year in a row, but going up against a good Commander team with a developing Jaden Daniels. Can we get the win here? Please let us go back to the NFC Championship, please. I hope so. Yes, 35-14 is a big win too. Okay, and now we take on the Vikings. Really, not the Eagles again, or the Niners, or the whoever else usually makes it over here. It's the Vikings at 9-8. Very interesting, but it's an NFC Championship. Last year we killed the Eagles, like 35-14 or whatever it was. So I would think we could do that again, but I don't know. Maybe JJ McCarthy's got the sauce. I doubt it, but maybe he does. It's another frigid night here in Lambeau Field for the NFC Championship. Back-to-back years in the NFC Championship for the Packers, trying to bring them back to dominance like they were with Favre and Rodgers and all that kind of stuff. But now they got Micah Parsons, so that's pretty cool. Taking on the Minnesota Vikings, 14-3. Minnesota, 14-9 now. Can we please get some more points on the board? 17-9. I don't like that score line, especially with the Vikings driving and they tie it at the end of the game. You got to be kidding me, bro. We're into overtime. This is not good. We don't have a good history with overtime. And the Packers are down 20-17. We know what we need. We need a touchdown to take this win. Field goal extends it to double overtime, I would assume. But I don't want double overtime. I want a win, and that was dangerous. That was real dangerous to start. I was kind of hoping that we didn't have to go down this road, but this is where we are. This is the road the Packers simulation has put us in. If we can get that to Christian Watson, he's got good enough speed. Christian Watson, good play. 240 yards, 2 touchdowns for Jordan Love so far in this. Can you stop celebrating? I'm trying to run no huddle here. Christian, what are you doing? Get with the program. Good game for Jordan Love, just not a great game, at least not for the defense. Kind of crumbled at the end there. That's not a good throw. It's dropped by Christian Watson. It looked like he was going to have so much more space, so much more separation, but then didn't happen that way. That guy, do you see that guy's eyes? He was out of control. Must have got some smelling salts on the sideline. Just hit Christian Watson again. It worked the first time. It's going to work this time. Christian Watson gets us into field goal range. So whatever happens, we at least have field goal range. But I don't want field goal. I want a tutty. A tutty, tutty, tutty. Oh, I think Matthew Golden's going to eat here. Matthew Golden. No, he got hit on the throw. He's still... Wait, what's the flag? Minnesota penalty. Oh my God, they got called for defensive pass interference, and it's a spot foul in the NFL. That is huge. That is huge. Pass interference puts us at the 4. I wasn't even trying to bait him, and Josh Jacobs sends us to the Super Bowl. I wasn't even trying to bait him into pass interference. That's just what happened. And the Packers will go to the Super Bowl on overtime walk-off. Josh Jacobs, thanks to the defensive pass interference. Man, that guy, I don't remember who did it. Whoever got called for that pass interference is getting cut. He's getting beat with a spoon in the locker room and then getting cut. He might not even get a bus ride back to Minnesota. That's crazy. He's going to have to find his own way back to Minnesota. What a win. A walk-off in the NFC Championship in overtime. And we will play for our second straight Super Bowl. Can we win this one? Please don't be against the Patriots. Who's it going to be against? Who is it going to be against? The Buffalo Bills. That's probably worse. Josh Allen's crazy. All right, Packers, Bills. A good old-fashioned classic Super Bowl. This is 90s era. Obviously, neither of these teams played in the Super Bowl in the 90s, but played against each other in the Super Bowl in the 90s. But this feels like a 90s era Super Bowl. But here we are. It's 2026. Micah Parsons versus Josh Allen. Who's going to get this Super Bowl? Please let it be us. Here we are in the Super Bowl. Packers and Bills. And Bills are already up 7-0 on us. This is a tough game. I mean, the Bills are a good team for obvious reasons, but they're 10-7, so they didn't have that good of a year this year, but they made it. It doesn't really matter if you didn't have a good year if you made it to the Super Bowl. You're obviously good enough when it counts. We do lead 13-7, now it's 13-10. Can we get another touchdown late in the game? Yes, we can. 20-10, that's a huge lead. Oh, I think it might be over. 23-10. Oh, I wanted to jump in there with Micah Parsons, but we did it this time. The Green Bay Packers are Super Bowl champions in year number 2. Micah Parsons, the trade worked out. If this is the end result of the Micah Parsons trade within the next couple of years, then the trade worked out. Who cares about the first round picks? Because they're going to be picking last pick of the first round anyway. So this is what you play for. And the Packers needed one more person to figure out this roster. And Micah Parsons was that one person. It costed them 2 first round picks, but you don't really care when you're holding up a Lombardi. You don't really care. And we re-signed Micah Parsons to a big-time contract. I can't see. Is he on the stage? I can't see if he's out there. He might have been on the stage. I couldn't tell. But LaFleur holds up the trophy, and Green Bay is back on top of the football world. That's probably going to be where we ended. I was going to go maybe a third year, but that was only if we lost again, really, because I just wanted to win a Super Bowl with the Packers and Micah Parsons on the team. And we achieved that. We didn't really need to go any further because, like I said, this isn't technically a rebuild. There's not really much to rebuild with the Packers. There's not really much to rebuild with the Green Bay Packers. We added in a few pieces. Mike Hall Jr. was cool to add into the team. But this Packer team was already basically ready to go. So there wasn't really much else that I needed to do. Let's go to the season recap. Josh Jacobs is the Super Bowl MVP. Nobody wins any other awards. Mahomes takes home another MVP of the league. Good for him. But let's take one final look at the team. See what we did. We had, Jordan Love's up to Superstar Dev. Banks is up to Superstar Dev. Washington just has Superstar Dev. Oh, that dude's going to be sick. This offensive line looks really good. We didn't really do much except for we got Pooney. We added him to the team, which is a nice addition. We got rid of Romeo Dobbs. We didn't want to, but we had to. Matthew Golden developed into a great player. Ramos has Superstar Dev at wide receiver. So the CPU drafted pretty good players. And then obviously, Edgerrin Cooper was X Factors. Nice. I like that a lot. Quay Walker's got Superstar Dev. Oh, this team's going to repeat. This team's sick. You just need to add a couple extra pieces, add one more D tackle, one more corner, and this team's going to repeat pretty easily. So But this man right here was the reason why we did this video in the first place. Micah Parsons has been traded to the Green Bay Packers in real life, and now we've seen the end result, at least in the game of Madden. It took 2 years, but they played in both Super Bowls both years. They played in the Super Bowl both years. So if that's what Packers fans get after the Parsons trade is 2 Super Bowls in a row and one win, that'd be pretty nice. So that's going to do it for the video. I will be doing a follow-up video with the Dallas Cowboys to do the other end of the trade where we have to rebuild the Cowboys without Micah Parsons. So be on the lookout for that in the future. But this has been the Green Bay Packers rebuild with Micah Parsons after the massive monumental trade. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.